Hello and welcome again to our reading of Thucydides book selections from book 4, and we're up to chapter 38. So at this stage the Spartans have been essentially defeated, but this is the Spartans, accusantes, when they heard this, hoi plastoi, the majority, paraeisen, well, it's lowered their shields, and anasaisan, this is from anaseo, it's to shake up and down, so waved their hands, indicating that they proseiesthai, that they accepted the proclamation. After these things, genomenes tes anarchokes. Now, an anarchokes is an armistice or suspension of arms. So when the armistice having taken place, Cleon and Demosthenes came together es logus for words, so for discussion, and of the other side, that is of the Spartans, of them, Stuphon the son of Pharax. Of the rulers previously, of the previous leaders, and we get a men and a debt. So the first one having died, Epitades, and the one after, the one chosen, Epheremenon, the one chosen after him. Now, in some texts this has got a small I, but I think it's meant to be a capital. It's Hippargetes. So Hippargetes, the one chosen after him, although still alive, he was lying among the corpses as though he was dead. So obviously he's wounded and he's dying, and he's among the corpses. And he himself, this is this fellow mentioned above, Stuphon, and he himself chosen third to take command according to the custom, or according to law. If they, that is the other ones who were leading, might suffer anything. So if anything happened to the others. And Styphon, Eleges, and those with him said that they wished to send through a herald to those Spartans on the mainland as to whatever thing it was necessary for them to do. Now we get lots of these genitive absolutes here, all referring to the Athenians, but they, the Athenians, allowed no one, understand, to go, so they wouldn't allow anyone to go, and the Athenians themselves calling for heralds from the mainland, and we get another genitive absolute, and there being there being requests. This is ep-ero. This is a noun form from ep-erotao, to ask. So this is ep-erotasis. So requests having taken place 2 or 3 times, the well, possibly goes with this unair in square brackets here. So the man who sailed across last of all to them from the Spartans, from the mainland, he reported that the Spartans bid you yourselves to make deliberations regarding you yourselves. So typical Spartans, they won't, they leave it up to those on the island. but doing nothing disgraceful, nothing dishonourable. So the Spartans basically bid you to make up your own decisions about yourselves, as long as you don't do anything dishonourable. And they, having taken counsel among themselves, they handed over their weapons, and they handed over Spartans themselves. And on that day and on the following night, the Athenians held them under guard. And on the following day, the Athenians, having set up this is a tropaion, this is a victory trophy, a victory sign, which was typically what you did after you'd won the battle. You put up a sign showing you were the victors. So having put up a victory sign on the island, and they made preparations in respect of other things, as for sailing. So they made all necessary preparations for the voyage, and they handed over under guard the men to the triarchs. These are the commanders of the triremes. But the Spartans, so that's ahoy men and ahoy de, so that's what the Athenians do, but the Spartans, having sent a herald, diakom nisanto, they conveyed back their dead, and the following died in the island, and the living, and these were taken alive. So those who died in the island and those who were taken, this is the aorist passive from Lambano, those who were taken alive were as follows. 420 hoplites, diabesan, crossed over, hoi pantes, in total, and of them, now it's literally triakosia, so 300 less 8. So that's 292. So of them, 292 were brought back alive, but the rest of them died. And the Spartans, there were around 120 of those living. So around 120 of those living were Spartiates. Not many of the Athenians perished, for the battle was not stadia, literally of the standing type. That is a technical term, so i.e. it wasn't of the standing type, it wasn't the usual formations, it was hand-to-hand combat. And so that the death rate for the Athenians was quite low. And that's the end of that section.